By request, we're going to be disassembling the Sailor 1911 Large. It's a beautiful pen and it's very easy to disassemble. Unscrew the cap, then screw off the barrel. Post the cap and barrel for easy storage. Pull out the converter. These converters are utterly useless, they hold almost no ink. Good thing about them is that they can be disassembled even though they have a fairly wide opening, so it's easy to access this. If you want to lubricate it, you can just put some silicone grease on a toothpick. But if you're like me, you like to take things apart, so what you do is you put your thumb like this on the ink reservoir, grab that metal ring and unscrew it. It comes off, the piston turning knob comes off, the actual piston can be pulled out and you have that little plastic guiding ring right there, which you can also just slide off. As this is a pretty tight fit, we're going to lubricate that in a second, then put it back together. But for now, before I get grease on my fingers, I actually want to show you how to take the section apart, which is fairly straightforward as it's friction fit. So grab the nib and feed like this, take the section, pull them out straight like that. Now you will hear some noise when you do that because these fins are moving a bit, but if you go slow, be careful, don't use excessive force. That should really not be a problem. I've done this many times. A 21 karat gold nib, so be very careful you do not lose this. Once you are ready to assemble again, you'll be pleased to find out that the nib slides in place, making nib and feed alignment just very easy. Once you have it in the position where you need it, take the section and note that there are two little ridges inside the section. I'm not sure how well you can see that. There's one at the top there, one at the bottom. Now the thing is, there is one that looks a little bit like a broad ski slope. That goes on the underside of the feet there. It will just fit in. And the other one, that will just go with the nib. Now I don't think it matters a whole lot. You have to fiddle around a bit to get the alignment proper. There we go. Once you do, just gently slide that back in there and you should be fine. 21 karat gold is fairly soft, so be really careful you're not bending anything. Grab the nib at the broad part right on top there and you will not be bending anything. Alright, we were going to grease up that converter a bit because this is way too much friction. I like things to run smoothly. So lubricate that seal with some silicone grease. You don't need a whole lot, but I was underdoing it a bit there too. There we go, that is nice and greasy. I love it when it's lubricated well. You put a little bit on those threads too. That's just going to assist further smooth operation. Now I'm going to take my barrel. The end with the threads, that's what this goes into. The smooth bit, that goes into the pen. This is much better. This gave a lot of friction at first, now it just moves freely. Take that little piston guiding ring, slide it back in there, pull out the piston a bit further. Slide the turning knob back on there. Grab your metal ring. While you're at it, you may well put a little bit of silicone grease right there on that seal, just to make sure you got a very good seal going. Grab your metal ring, screw that on there, and this is a beautifully smoothly operating converter. Slide that back into the section. Works beautifully, just the way I like it. Screw the barrel back in place. Keep the pen and prepare yourself some haggis.